So I have here my Martin D18, and for about the last 8 years, I've had a K&K Mini installed inside of it. Now after all that time, the end pin jack started to go bad. Instead of really clicking in, it was kind of mushy and it would fall out and it would lose connectivity. So I figured rather than just replace the end pin jack, I was going to use that as an opportunity to compare the K&K pickup with the Journey Instruments pickup. I have a separate video about all of that. Now, unfortunately, the K&K Mini jack seemed to last about 8 years, and the Journey Instruments one lasted about 2 weeks. So after about 2 weeks of already having problems where if the cable moves at all or you're moving with the guitar, it cuts in and out and it kind of drops depending on how you pull it, either backwards or forwards. So that's no good. We need to replace the jack. Now, the cool thing that I kind of like on these Journey Instruments pickups is instead of being soldered straight in, it has a 2.5 millimeter little end pin jack here that plugs in inside of the guitar. Now, truthfully, if these cables were long enough where I could just snip them off and solder them to the new jack, I would just do that. But I would have to snip these off, splice in a new cable just to reach the new end pin jack. So rather than do all that, I'm going to keep this nifty little connector and make my own version that'll have a 2.5 millimeter plug on the inside and the normal Switchcraft end pin jack on the outside. All right, so here is the original Journey Instruments end pin jack pulled out of the guitar. And you can see it has this nifty little connector on the inside to connect the pickup to. Now, I don't really know what this jack is, but I can tell you compared to the Switchcraft one, it's crazy how much heavier the Switchcraft jack is and just how it feels like it's made out of real metal, whereas this thing's kind of some cheap aluminum or something like that. So this one, while it's a neat idea, is garbage. But the plan is to build something similar out of this Switchcraft jack. So obviously I have here a little 2.5 millimeter plug of my own, and we're going to nest that right in here like this, solder it all up, and then slide the end, the little cap thing, over all of it to finish it off. Only this did not fit before perfectly like this. I had to remount this hole on the drill press in order to make it a nice, perfect, snug fit. All right, so I have my end pin jack made up here with the tiny 2.5 millimeter thing on the inside to plug into the pickup. And we just need to put all of this inside the guitar. Just make sure I plug that in, try it out. Works.